Guess who was producing our show today?
That's fine. It's better than like the surprise look where you're like live and you don't know it. And you're like,
But everyone, welcome to The Awakening with Dream Interpretation and Tarot. Hope everyone is having a lovely evening so far. Hope your weekend was good. Deedee, how are you?
Good. I'm making chili in the crock pot. So dinner's already been taken care of. And I've got a brand new chair. So it's good. How about you?
I love that. Hold on one second.
Oh,
sorry. Oh, man. But, I mean, good weekend, though?
Yeah.
Yeah? Good. Yeah, same here. It was a little rainy, right? And I am huge with, I love the ocean. I love my seagulls, right? So I was like, all right, I've been dying to get to the ocean. I get it. It's not going to be super warm or anything. So I went and, well, I checked the weather first, right? I had checked the weather. It's like, oh, it's going to be a decent day. Booked my hotel room, whole 9 yards. And then the weather decides it's going to change.
Oh.
So, yeah, so it ended up being like 96% chance of precipitation. And then there was like these warnings about coastal flooding and low visibility due to rain. And I'm like, yeah, no. So I ended up canceling my trip to the shore for yesterday. So it was just like a low-key stay-at-home kind of a weekend, which not bad. I got a lot of stuff done, but yeah. But yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So we have
rain too. That's funny.
I don't know. Like sometimes rain's nice, but like when you're excited about going and doing something, it's like, oh man. But,
yeah. Especially if they're talking about flooding.
Yes, which I was like, whoops. I was like, I had missed my cancellation time frame, right? So I'm like, crap. So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna get my refund. And then so I quick messaged the place. They were so sweet. I explained my situation and then they did refund me, which was so nice of them. I was so excited because contractually I missed it, so it's whatever,
right? Yeah. Oh, that's cool. You'll have to go there then in a couple weeks or something and try again.
We have a few people popping in on the side here. We can say hello to. We have Michael. Hi, Michael. Mark, what's up, Mark Brown? Let's see. And we have Big Daddy Andy.
Ooh, we have a dream, right?
Yes, we have dreams to read for you. Hey, Chris Mack. So I think that's all we have at the moment. So I'm really excited about today's topic, sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
So, I know I have a couple experiences with that when I was younger. And you said that you had experiences with that as well, right?
Yeah, well, it's funny because the more I researched it, I would have said I had only one experience with sleep paralysis, but it can be a little more subtle than that. So I may have had, I've had one like severe experience with the whole like entity holding you down, stealing your breath, that whole scenario, which is terrifying, which is probably why that one stayed with me, forever.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But oh my goodness.
I'm curious to hear your stories.
Yeah. So no, for me personally, like mine were more when I was younger that I remember them. I've had things where I'm not sure if there's sleep paralysis as I was older, but I know for sure when I was younger, I was told, so side story before I get into it, but I was told that sleeping on your back actually triggers them, right? So I don't know if that's true or not. That's what I had been told.
It could trigger nightmares for sure. Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay. So I was big with sleeping on my back. Like that's how I would sleep. Ever since I found out about that, I try not to sleep on my back now because I'm like, I don't want them to happen anymore.
Yeah.
But when I was younger, I would have probably been around, I'd say like between like 8 and 11, somewhere in that time frame. I can't remember the actual how old I was. I just know it was around that time frame. I would get these, like I would feel panic. I know like I may have been dreaming, whatever it was, but like I kind of woke up feeling panicked, but not being able to move. And it would freak me out because I'm like, okay, I think I'm like, I know I'm awake. Why can't I get up? And like, I'm feeling like there's someone in the room. And it would always feel like I could never see anything. I actually couldn't open my eyes. But it felt like there was somebody standing in this one particular corner of my bedroom. And then later on, that was actually the corner where like weird things would happen in my room. So I'm just like, I don't know. Like they say, sleep paralysis is not necessarily paranormal, but for me, the fact that I would have these experiences and feel something in that corner of the room, and then later on things were happening in that corner of the room, for me, I have a hard time thinking that it isn't. Like I think that it is paranormal, for at least for when I was younger.
Yeah.
But just like that feeling like someone else is in your room, and then when you finally come out of it, there's nobody else there. It's just you. And you're
Right.
like, I
Yeah.
could swear to you there was somebody in that room staring at me. Because you know that feeling you get when like someone's watching you that makes you turn around because you feel
Right. You know when someone's
you
looking at
know.
you. Yeah.
So that's yeah. And then so that same corner of the room, I had cats growing up, and the one she got this weird thing happened to her. Okay, so she used to come into my room and hang out. She would never really go to that side of the room, and then for some reason, one time she had gone over there, and it looked. I don't know how to explain this other than it looked like she was picked up by her back legs and like flipped over. Like it wasn't
Yeah.
her. Like it looked like something picked up. She freaked out. She wouldn't come into my room for like a good 2 weeks after that. So
Huh.
I'm like, if that was her playing around and I just visually saw it differently than it was, she would have still came back in the room. Why was she so freaked out?
Right.
She wouldn't come into my room
Yeah.
for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Same corner of the room, I would feel whatever this presence was. Like it felt like someone standing there. So it's just really weird to have like this waking up, being panicked, you can't move. And then like it felt like I'm sure it was only seconds. It felt like forever that I could not move out of this like a paralysis. I don't know how
Yeah.
else to explain that. And I was
Yeah.
terrified. I don't think I ever actually told my parents. It wasn't until later that I was reading up
Yeah.
on things and I'm like, oh, that's what I had. That was it. So
Yeah. And so
yeah.
you haven't had it like in your adult life like that?
So I've had moments where it's not to the point where I feel like there's somebody in the room. Like I have had moments where like I woke up before my body was ready to move and I couldn't like get up right away. So I don't know if that's technically the same thing, but I didn't wake up with like that panicked or like someone being in the room with me. But yeah,
Yeah.
just the like taking a moment for my body to catch up with the fact that I'm awake. That I've had
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I'm
and
not
you don't, so you don't like see anything or because a couple
not
times you've mentioned that you've heard things.
Oh, I will hear things, but here's the thing,
Mhm.
like, that's either right as I'm drifting off to sleep or, like, I already know that I'm
Yeah.
awake and I can move around, so I'm hearing them. So, I've had people that have they claim that they have abilities, like mediums, whatever, and they're like, "Oh, that's either your guides or there's somebody or some kind of entity around you that is trying to communicate with you." So, like, I take everything with a grain of salt because I don't really know. I can't prove anything, right? But
Right.
it's weird when you can hear your own name or you can hear something that like you got to get up because of whatever, and like oh hey, there's going to be a phone call, and then the phone rings. It's a little weird, and it's a little
Yeah.
like how do you not say that that's a spirit? But yeah, so like the auditory stuff. I don't know if that technically
It's
is
part of
part.
it. Yeah.
Oh, is
It's
it
totally
part
part
of
of
it?
it.
Shut
Yeah.
up, Deedee.
It
That's
is.
part of
Yeah.
it.
Seeing
Oh, okay.
lights.
So you got to explain that to me then.
Yeah,
Because
so you could be like hearing things, seeing things, even smelling things. And it's like you're aware, but you're not moving. Um, and so like I've had the auditory ones. I've even had the ones, I've had a couple where I one time I got up in the middle of the night and I moved to the couch and I was sleeping on the couch and I like had this like I felt like somebody was in the room and I turned around and looked and it looked like an old man. He had his back to me and he was kind of like crunched over, like his back was like weak and he was crunched over and he was just standing there like staring into the kitchen. And I
what?
remember waking up, looking at it going, I don't like this. And then I just went back to sleep. So it's like when you have these kind of like, and like I said, I want to discuss the fact, is it paranormal or is it, narcolepsy? Is it just like some kind of
Yeah.
fatigued, hallucinations, or is it because we're so into the paranormal that this is how our dreams, manifest? But basically what it is you're waking up in REM sleep and you are dreaming and your dreams are being projected out. So you're seeing like a dream character or whatever, and it's literally being put out. I've been hit. Well, I had a little girl hit me in the face. Like I've had
Oh,
lots of little things
oh
happen,
my
but
god.
it's so quick. And see, sleep paralysis, it can last for a couple of minutes or it could be seconds. So you might just have that quick little blip
Oh,
and
so
that's it. So
so some of these times were like I'm just assuming that I'm not fully awake yet because I haven't like been able to get up and I'm hearing something. Some of those could actually have been, some of those times at least could have been sleep paralysis. as I
Yeah.
was older, like when I would hear something before I was
Yeah.
able to get up.
Yeah. I mean, basically anytime for like the medical side of it, anytime you hear something or see something and you're coming in or out of sleep,
Yeah.
for them it's considered a hallucination, either an auditory or a visual
Well,
hallucination. It doesn't mean that you have like, because the first time I ever heard that, I'm like, oh, hallucinations, like your mind immediately goes to like
yeah.
schizophrenia, but it has nothing to do with schizophrenia. It's a
Okay, well,
normal
that's
thing that
good.
happens. Yeah, it happens to a
Woo.
lot of people. And it can be narcolepsy, but there's a lot of other causes. And one of them is like having fatigue. So, like ghost hunters, we tend to stay up all night long, right?
Way too
And
late.
then you go to sleep
Yes.
either at a weird time or you go to sleep the next day or whatever. And that is a huge cause of being able to have these hallucinations because you're so tired. You're not, you have to go through all your sleep cycles. And because you're not doing it, you're too fatigued. It's all, everything's all haywire. And so that's
Okay.
something that causes it. So it's not like, it's not always narcolepsy. There's a lot of other, and I did a lot of research about this because I knew about it, but not totally about it. And so some of the other ones is if you do like shift work. So like say you're somebody who, works the 3 to midnight or even the overnight shift, you're
Okay.
I can't say it. Deprivation. Sleep deprived.
There it is. Yes.
Also sleep apnea, which most people you would know if you have sleep apnea.
Like when you kind of stop breathing.
Yeah. And
Right?
a lot of people who snore heavily have sleep apnea. So that's something you'd have to check, like talk to your doctor about.
Yeah.
Stress and anxiety can cause it, alcohol use,
Really?
traumatic events, genetics. And so I was thinking about it and I'm like, I think too that it could be that like a lot of those things could be a combination, like you're ghost hunting, you're drinking, you're sleep deprived, you're working, like you could have like a lot of things going on that could cause it. But I've noticed I only had it during a certain period of time when I was super into like learning about the paranormal. And it was almost like, I wonder if I was so excited about the paranormal that it could go either way. Was it that the spirits were now in contact with me because I was so interested, or was I so interested that I was projecting these things out through like the dream process?
Oh, that is so interesting because it really could go either way. It could be because you were so focused on it, right? You kind of, like I always say, like a lantern in the darkness, because you're
Right.
open to the fact of communication. And somehow, I swear, I don't know how to prove this, but I swear that when you're open to communicating and you're willing to reach out, there's something that the other side just kind of freaking knows, right? So they're like, oh, this person wants to talk, or this person can talk, so let's go hang out with them. But but it could be like almost like that tulpa thing, like you put enough energy into something, right?
Sure.
And it kind of like you manifest it. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, but then like how do you really know which way to I guess you really don't fully know that.
Well, I mean, if you ask a doctor, they're going to definitely say it's all hallucination. So, I mean, it just depends, as people who are interested in the paranormal and the spirit world, and we're more open to the idea of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I always say I look for synchronicities, like you said, like you had this experience and then there was actual physical things happening during the day. So I always look to that at this point. It's like, okay, so I had this dream. Is there something that, is happening besides that? Because during the times that this happened, there was other activity in my home.
Ooh.
So,
really?
Yeah. So, maybe it's, and then they say, in the metaphysical world that spirits are contacting you in your sleep because that's the easiest way for them to work with you.
Well,
he doesn't sleep much.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't know how. I've investigated with the Andes already, and they are troopers. They're ready to go. They don't get tired. I don't know how they do it. Andy, I don't know how you guys do it. You guys don't get tired. I'm sitting there like, oh my God, I don't know how many eyes open. They're like, let's go. And I'm like, oh man.
Yeah. Oh, when I hit about 3, I'm pretty much done.
Yep. Yeah.
I can't keep going. Yeah.
2 o'clock, I'm sort of like, I'm struggling by 2 a.m. Like I'm no use to anyone on anything massive after 2 a.m. But
I think that's a lot of people, because the one overnight ghost hunt that I went on at the Palomar, the Hotel Palomar, there was one couple that went to bed at like midnight. I was like, wow, that's pretty early, but they were also drinking. So that could have
yeah,
do it.
And then like
a couple of other people went to sleep. And then finally, like when it hit about 2 something, we went into our own room to investigate by ourselves, like kind of from bed.
Yeah,
And then like at 3, I was like, I just can't, you know.
You know, do you ever notice that like sometimes when you do those investigations where you can actually stay at the place, sometimes you get your best evidence right before you go to bed. Like if you're like messing around with a tape recorder or just like anything right before you conk out, sometimes you get your best evidence. It's like, oh,
yeah.
Okay.
They're like, oh, they're going to sleep. Wait.
So, I mean, all right, well, even that, like getting your best evidence right as you're getting ready for bed, is it because like our bodies are getting ready for us to kind of like shut down and go into sleep mode? So are we more like, are we better receptors then for the other side as we're getting ready? I don't know if that's the right word. I don't know what word I'm looking for, but
I think so. I think that we're more open because especially when you're already asleep, like when you're awake, you're sitting there thinking about the day and what you have to do the next day and next week and next year, like your mind's just going. But once you fall asleep or you're into that, like that twilight zone where you're just falling asleep, you just like everything kind of lifts, you know, and then you're more open to receive, because there could be all kinds of stuff going on. But if you're really focused on your thoughts, you're not going to hear anything.
There's all kinds of stuff going on around. Yeah. So when you're preoccupied, there are times that I have been so focused on, I need this one piece. Like, this is why I don't like equipment. Because when I do have it, I focus on it, right? Which I'm not supposed to. It could be a shadow figure walking right by me, but I'm waiting for the thing to blink off. Yeah. So, yeah.
I love that.
So I'm just like, true. Okay. But totally. Yeah. But,
so do you want me to share like, I think it was 8 or 10 scenarios. I was kind of interested to see if everyone's had all of these experiences, some of these experiences. Like I thought it would be fun, and even you and I, to see, you know, how many of these experiences have we had waking up.
Yes, let's do this. So I'm excited because I don't really know all of these either. So
yeah. So if you guys just type, you know, that if you've had this experience or not. Okay. So this is all like either while you're asleep, you know, coming in and out of sleep, but it's not during the day. It's like involved with sleep. So have you felt like there's intruders or a presence in your room? Because many individuals report sensing malevolent presence in the room. Malevolent. Presence in the room. It might feel like someone's watching or approaching you. The sensation can be very distressing.
Oh, girl, so guys on the side. One. Yeah. Oh, I know for me, for sure. That's kind of, sorry, I just excited the dog. For me, for sure. Like I would feel like there was someone standing in my room. So yeah, absolutely. I would feel somebody.
Yeah. I've had that too. Oh, yeah. That's the one where the girl smacked me in the face. It was a little girl.
Man.
I woke up and she like took her hand and smacked me right on the nose. And I like woke up and I saw her run out of the room. And I was like, what the hell was that? And that was the same when I woke up in the morning. I told my husband about that experience. He said he felt a cold hand grab his arm from the outside of the bed the same night. So I don't know.
So for me, I'd be like, checkbox that was a little ghost that came in and smacked you in the face.
Yeah, it wasn't very nice.
Big Daddy Andy says, yes, he has, but not evil. Yeah, I don't know. I think mine felt menacing for sure. Like to the point of at least
playful, I guess.
I mean, I guess playful. Hi, Ian. I don't know, man. I mean, well, it was a little kid, right? So little kids.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't feel like she was going to kill me. It was just more like annoy me, you know?
Yeah.
Like something a child would do, would like smack you in the face, be like, haha, I just woke you up, you know?
It says, I can see ghosts since childhood, but I experienced sleep paralysis for the first time in 2021. Ooh.
Wow.
That's, yeah. I mean.
All right.
Oh, yeah. Let's go into the.
Okay. So the next one is pressure on the chest. Some people feel pressure on their chest as if an unseen force is holding them down. This sensation can lead to feelings of suffocation. I've had that one.
That can be panic inducing too, because you're just feeling something that shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
Everybody on the side, isn't that like kind of like when they do those those paintings where there's a demon or like an old hag or something
Yes.
on your chest, right? That's
Yeah.
what that's all about, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the one that I had that it was definitely sleep paralysis. I was like
Oh,
18. And I thought about it though. And I actually had 2 jobs at the time. So I worked
oh.
overnight I worked in a newspaper and we loaded all the trucks and delivered them overnight. And then during the day, I worked at Hickory Farm. So I was very sleep deprived during the time. But I had an entity like come out of it's the Meat Man story. So he came out of the like ceiling, I guess, and landed on top of me and started to steal my breath. And I
Oh,
couldn't move. And I totally panicked. And I was trying to say, I rebuke you in the name of God or Jesus.
yeah.
And it kept making me say, I rebuke you in the name of Satan over and over again, which was making me freak out more.
Oh,
And then finally, I started picturing the letter JES, and then it was gone. And I sat up like choking and coughing, and I did not go back to sleep after
oh
that.
my
But that was
God.
my one like big experience.
Terrifying.
The Hickory Farms has the best. Oh my God, I gained 20 pounds working there. I was the cheese girl. You would like be in the shopping mall and I would be like cheese. And then my friend would be like sausage.
Well, they go
We
together.
would eat it all day.
Oh my gosh. So your Meat Man story or whatever, that's part of sleep paralysis then. Oh my God.
Yeah, that was definitely sleep paralysis. And I think it was because I was not getting the correct sleep.
Oh, yeah.
So, because I've only had it that one time.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
No,
I was ambitious when I was 18.
I did 2 jobs for a little bit there, and I tell you what, I don't think I could do it again. Oh, it's
No.
exhausting. You have like no time to yourself.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, let's see. Did anybody else have that one?
let's see. I think we had
Woke up with small handprints on my chest.
crazy.
Oh
Mark.
my God. Wow.
What is this? Sarah says here. So she says to do a prayer. Okay. That works. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think because your intention when you if you're religious or if your go-to is prayer, it's your intention is there for it to help you and to be beneficial and to be of light, right? So absolutely any prayer that you believe in, any belief system would absolutely help you out, I think, get out of that.
Yeah. Well, and that's interesting you say that because I found also an article that told you all the things you can do to help yourself bring you out of sleep paralysis. So like prayer is one of them. If you can like in your mind pray, it can help pull you out of. You're going to get rid of that one?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
It's been a while since
not
on here.
All right, so let me find the next one. Let's see. It was shadow figures. Dark, shadowy figures or silhouettes are frequently seen during sleep paralysis. These figures may move around the room and even approach the bed.
Well, that's
my little old man was a shadow figure.
Oh, was he?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well then too. Okay, so then, well, here, this is where I think like paranormal weaves into this way more than I think.
Oh, it does.
The credit for because shadow figure. We don't actually fully know even what a shadow figure is, but it's very mixed in with paranormal. We have like the Hat Man. We have regular shadow. I think this was a concept that you had actually brought to the table where it could be somebody dreaming, right? Like
yeah.
A shadow figure could be someone doing almost, what is that, like astral projection, right?
Yeah. Or maybe we're even our own shadows. You know, like people say that they observe themselves sleeping. So then when they're, the other way around, are they seeing themselves as a shadow and the other version is seeing themselves as them? You know what I mean? It could go, it could be really.
Oh, I love that. Used to have the same dream over and over of a witch flying on a broom through the rain. Ooh. Well.
Wow. So you have to ask yourself, what does a witch mean to you? Because that could mean different things for different people.
Oh, it definitely would mean, yeah. Huh. That's
all right.
Is anyone else on the side? Dale was all the time was that for the shadow figure? Because that's a little creepy. Is all I'm saying is like, can you imagine always being, I've only ever seen, only really seen shadow figures while I'm fully awake, investigating. When I was younger, the house I grew up in would see them like all the time. It was ridiculous. But like, yeah, to be in your bedroom, I've never seen them that I remember. Now that I'm saying this, watch,
Yeah.
all the memory of I saw one.
Yeah,
But
now we're all gonna have it. Yeah. Now that we're talking about it. I was gonna say something, but I totally forgot what it was.
Oh no, sorry. That's me.
That's okay. I always say that it wasn't meant to be said. All right. Okay. Here's another big one: alien abductions. Some individuals describe alien encounters or abduction scenarios. They may see extraterrestrial beings standing near the bed.
Okay, I would freak out, hardcore freak out if
more than a shadow, right?
That's a little bit more than a shadow. Oh, and
I've seen the bright lights.
Have you?
Mm-hmm.
Deedee. Oh my goodness.
I'm a mess.
Do you ever think that maybe you were abducted?
I don't know. It's interesting because it only happened like 3 times. It was in the same week, which is weird. I decided that they probably checked me out and decided they were like, nope. But it was like 3 nights in a row. It was like a light that was so bright in my eyes that it was painful. And when I would open my eyes, there was nothing. The room was dark, nothing going on. But it literally felt like someone put the sun or like a flashlight right on top of my eye. So I went to the eye doctor and had him check me out because I'm like, oh no, this is bad, because it could be, you got to think about any kind of neurological issue when you're seeing stuff. And he couldn't find anything wrong. He looked and looked and looked and looked. When I was telling the story, I could tell he got a little weirded out by it. I know it crossed his mind, but he didn't want to say
it. Because it's like, what the heck? Yeah.
Yeah.
And it kind of goes along with like how other people, like not exactly, but like it's similar to other people's abduction stories, really, if you think about it. That's crazy. Yeah. Oh my God.
Anybody else being? No, not on that one. Okay. Oh, Michael said he saw a shadow figure on the way to bed once.
Nope. I would nope myself right out of the freaking
house. And he still went to bed.
I couldn't. It would take me forever to fall asleep. You kidding me? So I'll just real quick tangent and then I'll stop, I promise. So when I was younger, my father had always insisted that there was something with alien abductions within the family line. So it was one of those things that was really weird about growing up. And then my brother and I would have this identical dream where we would basically lift out of our beds, go down the stairs, out the door at the bottom of the stairs, and then up into the tree line. And we would both wake up at the top of the stairs, right? And the one, like we did it, the one time we woke up together at the top of the stairs, we just looked at each other, didn't say anything, just kind of like went back to bed. And then like later when we got older, like, do you remember that? I'm like, yes, I was trying to figure out, like, he's like, no, that actually happened. And I'm like, okay. So yeah, so alien abduction things kind of freak me out a little bit because I mean, if it was my dad joking around, or he seemed pretty serious about it. So I don't know.
Well, and the thing is, you got to think about it. So you're having a mutual dream. That alone is like amazing. And then you're both ending up in the same spot, right?
Yes.
You both remember it as adults. That's really compelling, right? Because what does that mean exactly? What was happening? Like, even if it was the power of suggestion, what are the odds that you guys would do it on the same night?
Oh, it was so weird.
And more than once.
When we were explaining our dreams to each other, it's like we basically could have finished each other's freaking dreams because it was more or less the exact same dream. It was so weird. So weird. Yeah.
That is so scary. That feels paranormal.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that whole house was messed up, but
and that's the same house where you were having those dreams.
Yeah, yes. That's the same house where I even had the sleep paralysis. Turned off the light, turned around.
And do they live in that house now?
My parents do. Yeah. My brother has since moved to Georgia and I now live here.
Oh
man.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. This one I don't like. Insects or animals, hallucinations of bugs, spiders, or other creatures crawling on the body or walls are not uncommon.
Okay, I have more sleep paralysis stories than I realized then.
Yeah.
People on the side let us know. In the meantime, I'm going to tell this story. So this would have been almost around the exact same time where I was having, like, I couldn't move and it felt like there was somebody in the room, I'd be getting ready for, like, so this was like right as I was falling asleep. So I don't know if this still
Yeah, it
counts
does.
or not.
Yeah.
And it was so weird because I could feel the pressure. It was like this giant tarantula was at the bottom of my bed and it would be crawling up, and it was huge, right? It would like cover my
Oh my
legs.
God.
And I could feel the weight of its legs as it was crawling up. And then it would, like, I don't remember what happened. Like, it didn't get to my face, but yeah, it was, I would have sworn there was an actual like ginormous tarantula crawling up my bed. So weird.
That's the scariest
Oh.
dream I've ever heard.
I was just like, I don't know what to do.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Oh man. I'm trying to think. I don't remember like screaming or anything. I just like remember like this isn't normal. Like I just remember like thinking this isn't right. Oh
Oh,
man. But I used to have dreams.
oh,
Spiders coming down from the ceiling. Dale. Ugh.
oh,
And saw giant
will
spider
too.
crawling down the wall.
Huh.
Okay.
So
So
that's,
this is not the only one with the spider story. Thank you,
yes.
guys.
Oh my God, I'm so glad I don't have that one. And
It's
my subconscious is not allowed to use that material.
because like I'm really okay with bugs. Like I'm the one that I'll scoop them up in a cup or whatever, take them outside. Like I'm not one
Yeah.
of those that freak out, but yeah.
Well, if it was giant, I don't
I mean,
know.
the one I had was huge. But yeah, I'll never forget that. I'm like, I could feel the legs like coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was
Oof.
weird.
All right. Visual distortions. The environment may appear distorted or surreal. Colors might be intense, and objects may seem to warp or shift. I haven't had
Oh,
that one,
I've not either, but that
but
almost
I can
seems
recall.
that'd be like a bad trip, like a bad hallucination.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
whoa. Can you imagine? Mm-mm. Oh,
No, I don't like that one either.
no, I don't think that counts for anything. I just say like when we were at Shanley last, when I went to go to bed, I went to bed before the investigation was over. Like I was done. So I went up to the room that I was staying at and I laid down, and mind you, completely sober, completely, because we were, investigating. I don't drink
Right.
or whatever while we're investigating. Laid down, and as soon as I was like ready to conk out, the whole room started spinning. I'm like, what is going on here?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I
Ooh.
didn't like it. So I don't know if that counts, but definitely had that experience not that long ago.
Let's see. Okay. Auditory hallucinations. Along with visual experiences, people may hear strange sounds, whispers, or even loud screams. I have lots of little stories with that.
Yeah.
I had one when it was funny when I used to do the Hot Mess podcast. We were doing different experiments and talking about different things, and we had somebody on the show, and so it was a lot of things going on that we were questioning. And so I had done a spirit box session. It was a woman's voice that was on the spirit box, and I recorded it. And it was a recognizable voice. And every once in a while, I would feel like I heard her voice. And so one night I was in bed, and in the middle of the night, everything's silent. I hear her say, "Oh, caretaker." And I'm a home care provider. And I was like, that's weird. And it was the same voice. So
wait, okay.
I don't know.
So this was a voice that you had gotten over a spirit box.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay. So
I was just sitting there going, what?
That's one of those situations where I feel like the paranormal kind of followed you, like the investigation kind of followed you home.
Yeah.
Or wherever you were sleeping. Wow.
Yeah. No, I mean, well, it was in the office, so it was only on the other side of the house, but still, it was clearly coming from inside the house, the voice.
It's like they were still saying hi. They were like, hey, still here.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Oh man, what is this Big Daddy Andy saying here? He's saying, I hear my name sometimes. It sounds like that. I have that actually. Not to sound weird, but quite often I'll hear my name. Like basically, usually as I'm falling asleep, I'll hear it. The one time this was so I had just started learning Reiki, right? So I was doing my best to like try to do the self Reiki treatments and everything, and I was doing this meditation where I just kind of was like laying there and trying to visualize everything. And as I was like, a couple minutes into it, wasn't very long into it at all. And I heard, and I swear to you, I jumped right out because I thought there was someone standing in the room with me because I was by myself. There should never have been. It was a male's voice. It sounded familiar to me, but not anyone that I could place. I don't know how to explain that.
Yeah.
But they asked, how does that feel? And I can, to this day, I still remember that voice. It was the craziest thing. So now I'm like, well, I wonder if that was like a guide or something, right?
Yeah,
Like,
I think so.
yeah, it was wild. I was like, well, that's a crazy Reiki experience. My God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting that you say that because I had a dream years ago when I first started hosting Haunted Hour on Twitter, and I heard a man whisper in my ear, and he said a name, and it's a very unusual name. And like I went on Haunted Hour and I shared it with everybody, and everybody was like trying to find out where that name could fit and stuff. And we never did figure it out. And later, like years later, I was like, you know what? I think that that might have been my spirit guide telling me his name. And so
Oh,
I stopped saying it because I'm like, maybe I'm not supposed to share that. I don't know. But
oh,
I have a repetitive dream character in my dream, and it's a man, and he's always sitting down with me or talking to me. He's always trying to give me wisdom.
oh,
And I was like, I wonder if that's the same, I don't
might
know.
be a guide or yeah. Oh, I
Yeah.
love that for you. That's a nice one. I like
Right.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Oh, wow. That's
Oh,
crazy. So, oh, hey, thank you.
thank you.
So Mark's saying he's heard full-blown conversations. Oh, did I
Oh.
just take that down on you? Waiting over comments, guys. Sorry.
Wow, but can't understand them. So you just hear like the muffled voices. And that's a common one too, is
Huh.
muffled voices. People can hear whistles,
Oh, wow.
singing, any kind of like, you know.
Oh,
And
I've had
again, all
maybe
these things like cross over paranormal, or is it, sleep paralysis type of thing? I don't know.
I have a hard like I get it like scientifically, right? It's a hallucination, and I guess that makes sense,
Yeah,
right? You can even have like if you have a high fever, can't you also hallucinate? Or like it's a
sure.
thing your
Yeah.
body does.
Yeah.
But maybe it's just because we all are into the other side. We're into the paranormal. We do investigations. I just feel like because we're involved with it, it just makes sense to me that it would most likely be something trying to communicate. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, well, and I always say this, that whether it is a spirit or it's something coming from your own mind, if there's a message there, there's still a message. It's still valid. It's still worth looking into and trying to figure out what the message means,
Oh yeah.
and then worry later whether or not it was coming from you or something
Mhm.
else.
Absolutely. Yeah, because it could even be like our subconscious is like, hey, we know
Yeah.
this. Like, what the heck?
Yeah, our subconscious is amazing. Ever since I've really dug deep into it, it's like I should have been doing this when I was much younger because it
Oh,
really would have helped out. I have one more.
okay.
Floating or out of body sensations. Some
Ooh.
individuals feel like they're floating above their own bodies or having an out of body experience. That one I can't recall having.
Oh, so all right. I don't know if this counts, but have you ever felt like that jolt, like right as you're waking up, like you feel like
Yeah.
falling into your body? Yeah,
Yeah.
I get that quite often, actually. I don't know if I like that because like you wake up and your adrenaline's going and you're like,
Yeah.
the heck
Yeah.
just happened?
Yeah, I used to get that. Now I just wake up like with that same sensation because I'll like get woken up, like jerked out of my sleep, and
Yeah.
I have that like heart racing, out of
Oh,
body for sure. Huh.
yeah. No. Oh, Deedee, you look like an actress.
Oh.
I know. There it is. But oh man. So all right, so this doesn't count, but if we're talking about a body, when I was younger, around that same time I was having the issues with the sleep paralysis, I remember I didn't know how to explain it properly, but I was trying to explain to my parents that I would feel like I was above myself, like not actually in my body. I could never fully explain it right. But yeah, that was like but I was like awake. So I don't know how to explain that one. But like having almost like an out of body experience during the day in a way.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
know what I almost feel like that is? It's almost like when you get that like floaty feeling, like it's almost like you're aware of like your spiritual self, and
Yeah.
you're kind of like you're aware of the separation of spirit versus your physical self, and you can feel the
Oh,
two. And I feel like that's why maybe, I'm sure that's not scientific at all, but I feel like
like
paranormal wise, that's what you're
that makes
feeling,
sense.
your
Which would
spirit.
be, yeah, because it would, yeah, because it was like it felt like me, but not physically me. I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah. You
so
feel like
hard.
your other, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God, I would get that whole time frame. I was like that. I don't even understand what the heck was going on with me as a kid, but yeah.
And
So
maybe
weird.
it was the house. I mean, who
It
knows?
could have been, that house was so weird. Yeah, they really sparked the, okay, yeah, things happen that are outside the physical realm. That's where all that started,
Yeah.
I think, was in that house.
Is that what got you into the paranormal in the first
Mhm.
place?
Yeah, just having all the
Yeah.
experiences I did have as a child, like getting ripped out of my bed in the middle of the night and just like by waking up at the stairwell, seeing things walking through the house, objects moving around. Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
weird house. Yeah,
It
for sure.
sounds like it. And
Yeah.
they still live there.
They still live there. Yeah. Yeah. I don't get it. I'd have moved. They're always like, oh, we're going to put it in the book. I'm like, nope, I don't want it. That's the house I just don't want. I don't want it.
Oh my gosh, but the investigating you could do and you could get some answers.
No, that's true. Yeah, but no, that's right. I'll let someone else investigate that one.
All right. So, do you want to hear ways that you can help yourself get out of sleep paralysis?
Yes. Yes,
All right,
I
let's do it.
do.
Oh
The
gosh, we're
side
running
does
long. Okay, I'll do these quick.
too.
All right. Let's see. So this I got off the internet. It says stay calm, remind yourself that sleep paralysis is temporary and harmless. Panic can intensify the sensation, so focus on staying calm. So that'd be like your first thing is just try to be like, okay, I'm having sleep paralysis. I'm going to calm down. It says
All right.
control your breathing, take slow, deep breaths. This can help reduce the feelings of suffocation.
Oh.
It says try to move your fingers or your toes. Gradually, this may help break the paralysis. So, like, kind of focus on like trying to move a part of your body, right?
Oh, okay, because you are
Um,
focusing on a physical aspect then. Okay, that makes sense.
yeah,
Yeah.
right. Shift your attention instead of fixating on the hallucinations or the feeling of being trapped. Try to shift your attention elsewhere. Think about a positive memory or imagine yourself in a peaceful place. So, I thought those were kind of cool, ways. I never even thought about that as like
Huh.
just try to wiggle a toe or, just be
Okay.
calm, like be aware because you already are aware, right? You're like, oh no, this is happening.
Mhm.
So if you could just say to yourself, this is just sleep paralysis, you might be able to
Snap
wake
out of it a
yourself
lot
up.
quicker. Oh, man.
Oh, let's see. We have a dream and we have a guest who's going to
Oh,
pop
yes.
on with us and
Yes,
share her
please
story. So what do you
do.
want to do first? Oh,
So,
let's do the dream
okay, let's do the
for
dream. This was
Andrew.
Big Daddy Andy gave me some dreams for us to go over, which was very nice of him. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Three quick dreams. Do you want me to just read like one and then you explain it? And then
Yeah, just read each one because I just have like a little bit of analysis, and one of them I have a question.
okay,
So
so
hopefully still
one at a
good.
time, right?
Yeah, just do one at a time.
Okay. So, okay, for the first dream, Andy won the lottery and bought a new, let me see, new RV and a lot of ghost hunting equipment. And then he went on the road investigating. But then he woke up. That's not one I
Yeah.
want to get from.
Right? And that probably is one of those ones where you're like, oh, I don't want to wake up from this because I want to see what happens.
Yeah.
I feel like this is probably very like a literal dream. Like this is something that he would like, or maybe he even feels like he's won the lottery, so to speak, that he's investigating with people that he enjoys their company and things like that. So I kind of felt like that was more literal. If it's not literal, then it means that in some area of his life, he is winning and moving forward. So that's how I
Nice.
took
All
that
right.
one.
I like that. I like that one a lot, actually. So the next one was okay. So he went to a golf tournament at a banquet, and that was with old friends. And okay, and there was a friend that the friend that didn't make it was was killed in a plane crash.
Killed.
Killed in a plane crash, and they were trying to remember the day that he died, but it was his birthday. It was
Yeah.
Andy's
So
birthday, and then they woke up.
So my first question, I'll tell you what I think, but I have a question. What does a golf tournament represent to him? Because that's really specific, you know. So he can answer that. But the rest of it, so a friend died. So there's an aspect of himself or his life that, you know, has passed on, passed away. Plane crash. Planes usually mean, now, is he afraid of plane crashes? Is that why? Did he have a friend who actually died in a plane crash? I don't know. But I took this to be a dream where there's an aspect of himself that has been killed off, and he was trying to remember like when that happened. When did he stop like feeling a certain way, or you know what I'm saying, like acting a certain way or whatever it was? When did that end? And then he was saying my birthday, and like your birthday represents when you kind of started anew, right? So when he you know, opened a chapter, a new chapter in life. But I'm really curious about what a golf tournament means to him.
Okay, yeah, because that could be any. It would depend, right? It would depend on what it means to the.
Yeah, I think the golf tournament would probably lead him to understand what I used to golf a lot, and we had banquets at the end of the season.
Oh,
so it was a hobby. So was there some old hobby that you don't do anymore, or is it literal again? Is it literally that he's given up golf and now he's like a ghost hunter? Like that's his new chapter that he's in.
All right, I like that. All right, so we have this last one. This last one, I'm excited because, or he was dreaming of. He handed me this paper at the place where he had the dream about. So, ghost hunting at the Shanley, and he set up 2 cameras in the room. And when they came back and rewound the review. Wow, Dani, reviewed the footage, and there was a lot of evidence, a lot of activity. Sorry, and then he woke up.
So anytime you're like setting up cameras, you're trying to observe something, and the fact that he's reviewing evidence is, again, he's kind of looking over whatever it's about. I don't know that it's really about ghost hunting, or it's some other aspect in his life that he's kind of reviewing how maybe he feels about something or someone. And so, and there's a lot of activity, meaning there's a lot for him to think about or see for whatever it's about.
Oh, okay. So just like a lot to sort of look, just to review, to.
Yeah, he has enough information. It's just a matter of like
sitting with it,
being aware of whatever he wants to do about it, whatever it is, you know, because there's not enough in there to really, you know, they're kind of short dreams, but it gives you an idea of where they're at, you know.
But yeah, but I like that because it's just little like being aware of yourself, more or less, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like this. Right. Thank you, Andy. Appreciate you sending in the dreams to us. It was so nice. I appreciate it. So, is there anybody that wants a card reading really quick before we bring our guest on?
Oh, yeah.
Anybody at all?
Evidence. The camera's turned off and didn't capture anything. Oh, so it's the opposite. He doesn't have enough evidence to make a decision.
Oh, I'm sorry, Andy. I read that wrong.
Huh. They were all the same night. I kind of figured that they kind of flowed together.
Oh, man.
Is this the first one? Let's see. I can star them. If you guys want to say, if you want a card reading, I can star them.
Okay. So this is for Kathy.
Oh, and I'm going to go send a link to, we're going to have somebody pop on with us.
I'm excited. Okay, so you got 2 cards here. So, all right. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I get on the show and then I can't just look at the number and see it. I have to count it out. I'm so sorry. So 7 of Pentacles. So with this one, see how it looks like there's a man who's just admiring his garden. He put this time, this effort into his passion, into just building something up for himself. And now he is able to sit back and relax. So this is kind of this, you're reaping, you're about ready to reap what you've sowed. So like all the time, the energy, the effort that you've put into something in your life, whether it be some kind of a financial project or just something, a hobby or a new job, some aspect of yourself that you've put a lot of time and energy into is going to start paying off for you now. So this is kind of a time for you not to worry so much, but to just sit back, relax and just watch everything grow. And I also pulled the Lovers card for you. I don't know if you can see this. Is two people with the angel and there's a sun. So with the Lovers, it could be if there's a relationship in your life that you've been putting a lot of time and energy into, this would be that it's going to enrich that relationship. And then sometimes the Lovers card also means a relationship with yourself, with your inner self and your higher self. So this could be you're able to now enjoy yourself a little bit more and just to kick back, relax, and just enjoy that flow of the universe. So either way, this is about things becoming really good in your life. So hopefully that makes sense for you. And then we have Kaylee. I think I saw.
Yeah.
Yes. Kaylee got a card of victory. What is this? This is Six of Wands. So wands are that that element of fire, that passion, that go get 'em attitude. And so with this, there's someone on their horse and it looks like they're coming home. There's a victory wreath over here. And I don't know if you can see it, but there are like people in the background kind of cheering this person on. So for me, this card always is like a card of victory. So like you're coming through something or you're, anything like this. If you've just been through something and you weren't sure how it was going to go, it's turning out really good for you. So this is just like a time of enjoying the moment, of coming back to a time of really being able to appreciate yourself and relax and just victory over a situation. So Kaylee, I'm not sure if that hits home for you at all, but I love this card. Victory card is amazing.
Okay, so the next one is.
So we already did. We did Kathy. We did.
Oh, okay.
I love that.
Let me unstar that. Okay. I feel like there was one more.
Was there? No, I think because we had.
Oh, okay. She typed it twice. Okay.
Yeah, we had her start twice. So, okay then.
So when Sarah pops on, we can. She can share her story. And I want to say, if you guys are interested in narcolepsy, I did an episode about narcolepsy, and I went back to refresh myself and I was listening to it, and it has a lot of information. So I'll just link that somehow after the shows if you guys want to listen to that, because, it could be narcolepsy. There's two types too. There's narcolepsy 1, which is, you're falling asleep, like you just fall asleep. And that's like, really bad. And there's also a more mild one, which is narcolepsy 2, which can't really be diagnosed. And it's like, you have some of the symptoms, kind of like we all described, but there's no physical, like you're not missing, it's hypocretins that you don't have enough, or they regulate your sleep and wakefulness. And so,
so it's not like you're just like falling over, like you just don't go bloop and you're asleep.
Yeah. But I do have like I notice when I'm super stressed, I will need to lay down and I will literally pass out, fall asleep for maybe 5 minutes, and I will go straight into REM sleep. I will start dreaming immediately. And so our mind does have a mechanism where it will sort out our emotions while we're asleep. And so I think that that's what my mind is doing. It's putting me to sleep because I'm so stressed. I mean, I have to lay down. I don't just fall asleep. I purposely lay down, or even put my head down, and it works out those emotions, because I always feel better as soon as I come to. So, I mean, our minds are powerful.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I'd like to send you something I need an opinion on, but I would like to keep it private right now. So, are you talking to me or Dani? If you want to email me, it's info@thedreamsinterpreter.com.
And then if it would be anything with tarot, messenger through divination with Dani, or Dani@gethaunted.com. But yeah. So anybody else want a card while we're waiting? Let's see. Sarah, what's this?
I don't know what that means. Here in OLC Studio. I sent you a link for StreamYard. So you have to click on that link.
Yes. All right, so we're gonna just pull a card for the evening, just for everybody.
I love that.
Personalized
Yeah.
card. Okay. So see if this resonates with anybody. Let's see. The sun. Oh, I love this. Okay, so
Ooh.
with the sun, you can see it's like a really beautiful sunny day, right? And you have all these sunflowers, and then there's a little child on a white horse. So this is a lot of like innocence, freshness, a brand new day. So this would almost be like if you were, it's almost like starting a new chapter, if that makes sense. Also, it's like something very fresh and new and exciting is coming your way. So everybody, if any of you, if this resonates with you, there's some really good new fresh energy flowing through for you right now.
I love that. I like new and exciting things.
Me too.
Did I type that right? Thedreamsinterpreter.com. Okay. I don't want to give the wrong. It's like I don't have any glasses on, so I'm kind of winging it.
Nice. Oh, I just recently went to the eye doctor. I didn't realize, like, yeah, I know I can't see without my contacts in, but I didn't realize like how freaking blind I am without them until they put that chart in front of you. They're like, can you read the lowest line? And I'm like, yeah, I can't see any of them. We're good.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I was like, which line can I do? Like that top line?
Yeah. Like,
yeah.
And then since because I'm 40 now, they're like, oh, well, you've hit that time frame where you should consider bifocals if it's getting hard for you to read. And I'm like, what the heck is going on?
Oh, you've hit that age 40.
Oh
you're young.
Like, damn. I'm
Oh
like,
my God.
Yet.
My doctor's been after me for bifocals for years, and I still haven't gotten them, and I'm fine.
No.
They gave me reading glasses and then regular, but I can see without my glasses just for like living my life, but it's driving. I need them for driving. And then like if I'm at the grocery store, I need glasses because I can't see.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'll end up with reading glasses before I go to bifocals for sure. So
yeah.
I'll just do that. But
well, I don't know. Let's see. I could read if she can't get in. I can read what she said.
Yeah, why don't we do that? And then if she shows up here, we can invite her in.
Okay. All right. So let's see. She said, why is it blocking that? Okay. I experienced sleep paralysis and found recently that her younger sister also experiences it. I went to bed tired, then suddenly I heard whispering, but in a different language. It sounded like Tagalog, my dialect, as I am Filipina. I also heard footsteps as if I was where the spirits are. Subconsciously, I knew that was happening. I wanted to open my eyes and get up, but I couldn't. Also, even though I had a thick blanket on, it was very cold. I automatically said the Our Father prayer, and suddenly the whispering and the footsteps went away. So that like goes with all the different scenarios that we were kind of putting out there that but the fact that the room got cold, I actually didn't see that one, but it is it, you know, they say it could be anything you smell, hear, see, feel. So it's basically your senses are heightened or maybe overactive and creating things. So, but that's a lot of them happening at one time.
That is. And the fact that the room got colder too. I don't know. That's another thing usually tied to a paranormal experience, right?
Yeah. So, I would say what else was going on during that time period? You know, were there other incidents with the paranormal? You know, were you just on an investigation? Like, I would say that you need a little more, you know, information on what was going on.
Oh man. But really, I don't know if amazing is the right word, because I'm not sure if she was scared or not of the situation, but there's a lot going on in one experience there.
That's kind of how I saw. I mean, it's multiple things. Like in my experience, I've had like one thing, like maybe it's the shadow or maybe it's hearing something, but it's not all of it. You know, that's hearing footsteps, whispers, being cold. That's a lot.
It's like hitting basically all of the senses there, right?
Yeah.
Kind of more or less. Yeah.
And then she said her sister also had it, which it can be hereditary. But, you know, if it's just like if you have repetitive sleep paralysis, then you definitely need to go to a doctor because there's probably an underlying sleep
Like
disorder.
there might be something else there that
Yeah,
you're,
but if you just have it once in a while, then I feel like it could be something paranormal. It could be just you're under a lot of stress, or maybe you have to look at all the things. Are you sleep deprived? Is there like, do none of those apply? Then you have to say, okay, well, maybe,
yeah. I know. I also wonder if, um,
Oh,
oh,
there she is.
she is. Should we bring her up real quick?
Yeah.
So you gotta turn that off.
Hi.
Hi.
Hold on. I'm watching on my phone. We couldn't use my under my email. So
Oh, well, I'm
Oh,
glad you were able to make it.
yeah.
This is Sarah. Thank you so much. So you have, I know we read it, but we'd like to hear it from you. What your experience was with sleep paralysis.
okay. So I have a cheat sheet because I'm kind of getting over with something.
Oh,
So
okay.
actually this dream happened last 2021. So I went to bed tired, then suddenly I heard a lot of whispering, but not really in an English language. I could not really understand it, but it seems like it sounded like Tagalog. It's actually my dialect because I'm a Filipina, and then I also heard footsteps as if I was where the spirits were. But at that time, I was very surprised because I was really like sleeping, and then suddenly I heard it like as in like I woke up like suddenly, but I know I was still sleeping, but I can hear everything was going, the whispering, the footsteps. And then I wanted to open my eyes, and I wanted to get up, but at the same time when I was having the dream, it got very cold. And it was weird because I was I had a thick blanket on.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just like, why it was so cold, you
That's,
know?
yeah. So
And,
you shouldn't have been, but you felt it. Like, you felt it, even though you had this big blanket on.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then it was really, I mean, this was not the first thing that I experienced, but not in a dream. Like I even before, like I saw a white lady during my childhood, but not really in a dream, like as in
In your
person.
life.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then I automatically like for me, I felt like my angel helped me because I said the Our Father, like as in suddenly I said it, the Our Father prayer, and then suddenly the whispering in the footsteps, it went away, and I woke up.
So you were
Yeah.
able to come out of all of that after saying a prayer.
Yeah, but that was
Yeah.
like as in very my first time that I experienced the sleep paralysis, and then I was like, when I woke up, I said, "What was that all about?"
Oh,
And then I found out recently because I was trying to figure out what's going on with me. And what I found out was it wasn't just me. It was genetic. It looks like we have spiritual gift because before the pandemic,
mhm.
and I was feeling something like really like I felt like I took because I was in the Philippines for 10 months. And then when Brian told me what's going on with the COVID-19, I said something is going on in my it could like lead to something bigger. And then I spoke with my cousin at Deedee, and I didn't know she also has a gift. She can see
Oh,
spirits and
Oh,
all.
yeah.
And she also have dreams. And then when I told her, because I overheard before that it could be, is it true that when I was younger, I heard that my father also can see things? And she said yes, he can see spirits. And now recently I found out my Tessa, because she found out what's going on with me. I think I don't know what like I'm seeing a lot, and I also get vivid dreams often since 2021. And then I spoke with my youngest sister, and
Mhm.
she also had sleep paralysis, and some of her dreams came true. It's like a
oh,
premonition. She got that.
yeah.
So do you feel like maybe
Yeah.
this is tied to because you're becoming more in tune to your own self and your own abilities, that maybe part of that sleep paralysis may have been you connecting on a more of a spiritual level?
I believe so because I did not know that it runs in the family, but I do know I finally like when I think it was 2020. I finally, because I was trying to find out what's going on with me because I'm seeing things more like
Yeah.
and then I asked Ate Didi. I don't want to like sound like crazy, and then I told her because I used to live with them in the Philippines. I saw a white lady in your house, and she said, I know.
Oh, so she had seen it
Oh.
too.
And then she finally, like, I
Yeah.
didn't know that because at first I thought that it was just me, and I hid it. I did not tell it to anyone. You know,
Oh, was
Yeah.
it something that scared you or?
it was just like because I felt at that time because I was really young. I was like 11 or 12 years old when I saw the ghost,
Oh,
the
okay.
white lady. So I didn't know what, but I knew at that time. I also heard like in the same house where aunt, my auntie did. I used to live with my aunt,
Mhm.
and I also heard someone was calling my name. So now I realize that I'm not going crazy after I asked her.
Right, yeah, especially since you have
Yeah.
other people that can say, "No, yeah, I've experienced this as well,"
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. You
Oh,
have to take a program or something or do some research on tapping into your abilities and having it come to you like when you want and when you don't want, like set your attention when you go to sleep if you don't want it to say I don't want you visits, and then you can document like what the spirits are saying to you or what they're doing and kind of make a journal out of that to kind of figure out what the messages could be.
Yeah, and also I'm very thankful that I actually found you guys because when I was like in 2021 before I met Danny and Rob, I was trying to figure out what's going on with me, and I found the Get Hunted Network public page. 'Cause I was
oh,
doing my research like psychic, and I'm also a Catholic demonologist now, so I'm trying to learn more like how to use my ability and stuff.
oh, good.
And
Yeah.
that's when I came across the Dani's post about
Oh,
Deedee because
Oh, cool.
I have a lot of dreams, and maybe one of them like I also dream of a woman, and she was just staring at me while I was sleeping. She wasn't like really hurting me or at all.
he's just there.
Yeah, like she was just hello. But she
Oh,
was like serious, and then she's not trying to hurt me or anything. And then after my sleep paralysis,
Mhm.
I saw more like the woman, and then I
huh.
saw this guy with a big like he has a big eye, and it looks like he was gonna come out of my eyes. But
Oh,
then I
Oh,
startled, and then I said, that's it. He didn't really bother me at all. He just wanted to say hi.
so I wonder
yeah.
if that is part of maybe spirits trying to communicate because you are working on your abilities, you are working on your gifts. So I mean, that could be to me personally. I would think that that's spirits coming to you to say hello or to give you a message. Or I'm not
Yeah. I
really
mean,
sure.
I would just look at what are they, like I said, just what are they saying to you? Are they just staring at you so they're just observing you? Maybe try to talk to them in the next dream and ask them what, they want or set an intention that if you're I just interviewed Brett Carstens and he was saying that when it comes to spirit guides and spirits, you have to be intentional and you have to say I do want you to contact me. I do. Maybe they're waiting for you to give them permission to
Oh,
talk. So if you could, like, before you go to sleep, say, I'm open to you giving me the messages and working with you. And then you could set boundaries, but, don't scare me or don't be too fast, a little bit, something, whatever you want them to do. But like speak it out because it's almost like I feel like they're just waiting for you to give them the okay.
Yeah, and there was one time in 2021, but not I didn't have any sleep paralysis. I saw some kids too. It looks like they're lost souls,
hmm.
and they needed some help. And then I saw some guys. And then recently, I actually had a vivid dream, and but while I was dreaming, there was a purple color that pops up, and
Oh,
I know that from my research, they say that sometimes it could be like energy of spirit, like purple color in my dream, and I could really see it clearly. But it was just like you were like, it's just like what do you call this? It was just like a drape, like they show
Oh,
me a dream, and then a person, and then after maybe like 10 seconds or 30 seconds, they were gone. They just wanna
huh.
like show up in my dream. And there was
Yeah.
one time just few weeks ago actually, um, there were a lot of people in my dream. They were like in a procession. I don't know if it was during feast day. They were not trying to hurt me or all. They just
They were just
like
kind of
like
there.
some of them I could see like their faces, but some of them they were just like walking like this.
I've
Huh.
had that dream too.
Have you really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah. It's just
No.
like you're watching them all go by. In mine, they were going down a street and they were carrying somebody's casket, I believe, or a tribute to somebody, and they were going by, and I felt like they were all like in a spirit realm. So it's interesting that you said that because I had
Oh,
something really similar.
Yeah. And then there's some one time there was a woman, and there was also like behind her there was like trees, bushes, like a like it looks like, I don't know, maybe it was another location, another place, but it was very clear. Like I could see that there was houses, buildings.
oh,
You don't,
wow.
do you
Oh,
write your dreams out? Do you journal your
Yeah,
dreams?
some of them, like, because lately, like after the sleep paralysis, I was just dreaming. But they were not trying to, like, like scare me or anything. I got
yeah.
a lot
Yeah.
I got a lot more, but it might take us long
No.
talking.
Well,
Yeah. Definitely journal them, because
yeah.
if you're getting so many dreams, journal them and then look back after a week and after a month and see what, and analyze them. Obviously, analyze the dreams to find out what they're trying to tell you, and you'll begin to see what a pattern and what the message is for you, because there could be several things going on. Maybe you're having some paranormal activity or you're tapping into your abilities, but also the dreams in there could actually be giving you more information. So, like, to not analyze them, you might be missing out on what, the clues are.
Oh, one more thing that I wanna tell you, because I thought that, because I did not really do anything to open my third eye, but I thought that this is interesting to share. Actually, this is my first time to publicly share my experiences. This one, because I started like since 2020, and I was checking out like about chakra, opening the third eye.
Yeah.
And then I had a dream after, maybe, I forgot, maybe like after a month or so after my sleep paralysis. And there was this moving ocean, as in it was like a circle, and it was just moving, and it was different colors, like purple, green. And I said, I never seen that before.
So almost like how your chakras, they say, are like a spinning wheel of energy.
Yeah,
Something.
and I did not
Yeah.
know what it was. I didn't know about chakra. I know that my father, when I was really young, because he loves to draw, he showed me a third eye. But
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't know what it was. But then now I realized, after I found out he also has a gift. And I remember he said maybe he knows something that's gonna happen to me in the future, because he was just
Yeah.
showing me a picture with the third eye. But that
Oh,
was I was really like maybe 9 or 10, because he passed away
Wow.
when I was like 12 or 13 years old. But before that, and he even wrote me a letter. And then now I was, maybe he said something. I was like,
so
I
you
was
were
going back into, like,
invested.
and then
Oh,
Wow.
my youngest sister too. Now I found out, she told me, but she did not tell this before. Like, she had a sleep paralysis, but with her it's different. This black shadow, when like the black shadow was trying to lie down on top of her, but then
Mm.
oh, okay.
she woke up, and then she said, "In the name of Jesus," like that, and then she said it went away, and it was like around 3 o'clock a.m.
Oh,
That
okay.
Mm.
was her
Different that time.
Okay.
experience. So,
Yeah. Well, Sarah, thank you
Wow.
so much for sharing
Yeah.
your experiences with us, and especially since this is the first time that you've really shared them
Yeah.
publicly. I appreciate you coming on the show.
I do too. Yeah, thank you.
And I'm probably gonna chat with the Deedee, so then maybe she can help with some of my dreams.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. Dan, thank you. Thank you so much. So we're up on time, so I'm gonna bring you down right now so that we can
Thank you so much.
but
Have
thank
a
you
great
so
evening.
much.
Thank you.
Nice
Have a
meeting
great
you.
Nice
night.
to meet you.
All right.
She's got some
That was
great,
phenomenal.
yeah.
Great
Oh my
story.
gosh.
But wow. So yeah, that was our show on sleep paralysis. And I love that everybody on the show on the side here. I love that there were people that chimed in that they had same experiences or similar
Yeah.
experiences. I don't know. I think I learned a little bit more about sleep paralysis than I didn't realize that the auditory and everything that I had
Yeah.
gone through may have actually been part of sleep paralysis. I never really connected those two before. So thank you for that, Deedee. That is amazing information. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I loved researching it a little bit deeper. It's like I knew, the surface, but when I really dug into it, I was like, this is fascinating.
It is. It's truly a fascinating subject. And I love how you can go from like the scientific side of it, that it's hallucinations, to all the way to like we can pull that into the paranormal, because if there are other experiences you have with it as well.
Yeah.
I love it. It's an amazing topic. But so this is, since we are up on time, our next show is April 7th.
I think it's the 7th, and we decided, since it's do we share now what we're going to do?
Yes, let's share it now.
Okay. So because it's I don't know if it's the night of or the night before the big eclipse that everybody's been talking about, we thought we would kind of do the show around the eclipse. Dani's going to pull cards for us.
Yes.
Anyone who wants, that kind of tells us what to expect during that event that night. We could talk about dreams and maybe a little bit of an experiment to write down your dream for the night of the eclipse. So we'll figure it all out, and so definitely come by and
please
hang
do.
out with us.
Yeah, hang out with us that night, and we will. I'm going to try to look up to see if there are some tarot tips that go along with eclipse. I'm not sure, but I will. If there is one, I will find it and I will bring it to the show with us.
Cool.
So, it'll be a fun time. But thank you, everybody on the side. Thank you for spending your Sunday evening with us. Deedee, thank you for all the amazing information. I loved this show. And Sarah, thank you so much for coming on and being our guest.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Well, we'll see you next time, April 7th.
Bye. Bye.